Hello everyone, today's movie we're going to talk about is called Y2K in 2024. A 1 hour and 31 minute comedy horror released December 6th of 2024. Storyline: two high school nobodies make the decision to crash a Y2K party. The night becomes even crazier than they could ever dreamed when the clock strikes midnight. Directed by Kyle Mooney, written by Kyle Mooney and Evan Winter. Here's the cast. Jaeden Martell as Eli, Julian Dennison as Danny, Rachel Zegler as Laura, Daniel Zogarhardy as CJ, Lachlan Watson as Ash, Fred Durst as Fred Durst, and Kyle Mooney as Garrett. And the cast goes on. Yes, you heard me, Fred Durst was in this movie as himself. We'll get to that. Basically, the story starts here with Eli and Danny. Two nerds, basically, that gets picked on, and they decided to crash this Y2K party because Laura, Eli has the hots for. Of course, Laura has a boyfriend, an off-and-on boyfriend. They broke up, but he's still, and try to be in control. Well, they go to this party, uninvited. Nobody really said anything, and it is the eve of the year 2000, where Y2K, back in my day, on the eve of 2000, it was a big thing about Y2K and all the computers are going to shut down and all this bullshit nonsense. I can remember that very well. Well, this movie is based on just that, except, of course, this movie, I'm pretty sure, wasn't being talked about, but a very clever idea for a movie. It's so moronic, so idiotic, so stupid, and so brilliant, all wrapped up into one. So Eli and Danny are doing their thing. The lights go out at midnight. One of the kids says, "I guess Y2K is true." And before you know it, every computer, electronic, it's like Maximum Overdrive with the rigs, but not the same story, not even close. To where these computers are now building themselves as robots and trying to kill the humans. In their minds, they want to get back to what the humans were using them for everything, so they want to get revenge and do their thing. Yes, it sounds corny, like I said, right? An absolute fucking brilliant film. My goodness. Some of the kills in this movie was crazy. You have to see this movie. I didn't see this movie coming. I really didn't. Fucking absolute brilliance. So, these kids are trying to survive these machines. In the meantime, these machines are at their high school where all the parents are there and are getting brought in and taken over by the machines, where it's just really off the wall corny. Fred Durst ends up coming in the movie later on. The leader of the singer of his band. Of course, the band Limp Bizkit. There's a story behind that there too. So, one of the kids is a big Limp Bizkit fan, and it just, they find him in this abandoned store. Yeah. So anyways, Fred Durst was like, whatever, and they encourage him to help them go to the high school and stop these computers. I'm telling you something, this movie is absolute brilliance, because there's a scene where they went to they were invited somewhere else. They went to this building where there's no computers or nothing. And the one video store guy that was there, that they seen at the video store earlier, is in this. And the one guy that was in this movie was also one of the main characters in, what the hell's that called? The Valentine's movie. It was called Hard Eyes, that he was the main character in with the woman. He was in here. I love this film. And then all of a sudden, you can see in the background in the woods, you see this bright TV screen. I'm thinking, how the fuck did it get way up there? And here it ends up being Eli's computer as a robot. It's just, a crazy, fun film that when you start watching this, you don't take your eyes off of it. You know, there's not every film does that for me. Some films are at slow periods and I get bored. But this one has nothing. It was straightforward, fast, right from start to finish. There's no slowdowns, no nothing. Again, it's an absolutely brilliant film. You definitely got to check it out if you haven't seen it. Y2K in 2024. Bottom line is they all go to the school and try and save their parents and the world. That being said, this is Gruesome Herzog. I give this film a 9 out of 10. An absolute brilliance of a film. That being said, this is Gruesome Herzog. And I'm out of here.